He's just making some copies.
Okay.
He's just,
Do you want me to start?
Got the floor, yep.
All right. Is everybody here familiar with cybersecurity requirements from House Bill 96 that passed over the summer?
Like, yeah.
Yeah. That was a fine answer. So basically, any government subdivisions, villages have until June 30th to implement a cybersecurity program.
Okay.
The basic parts of that are identifying the critical, infrastructure, critical systems that you guys have, and what the impact of those systems being damaged, hacked, physically destroyed, whatever would have, and then like a recovery process for you guys to get back up and running. And also to specify like what mechanisms you guys have in place to detect if somebody's broken into your network or compromised an account, things of that nature. Also includes set up an incident response plan, which the three documents, I don't know if Josh said we get you guys a copy, I got to a little late. You guys, no? Okay, well, I'll make sure you guys get those, I'm sure you will. So, also to specify a plan for training employees on how to identify like phishing emails, malicious websites, things like that, and also like a disaster recovery program. Disaster recovery policy, which is what you guys put in place if there was like a, you guys already have stuff that where you would, if this building burnt down, where you guys relocate to, and this would be basically a policy for like how to get your data back from your servers and computers here, in case that happens, and making sure that all that data is stored in one place, where if this building did burn down, you guys like the Swanton Police Department's kind of dealing with right now, if you guys have heard about that. So basically, the three things that you guys worry about is kind of your overall security policy, and a security awareness training program, and incident response policy. Those are the ones that you guys will have a, maybe you call it a motion, maybe you guys pass something.
Legislation.
Resolution.
Resolution.
Resolution. Yep.
Not all the information will include resolution. There's a ton of information online. I can send Josh some stuff for you guys if you want to look into it. Certain information you don't want to put in the resolution. Anything like somebody would try to access your guys' systems would include like a risk assessment. We identify, areas where you guys are vulnerable. You wouldn't want that to be public information.
But you guys would help us draft that resolution, correct?
That's what it's there.
Yeah, so.
They're just policies. They're basically the same like cybersecurity policies you see for a company. They're not really super, in depth. There's a, you guys have heard of NIST before? National Institute of Standards and Technology. So they have a cybersecurity framework. We're going to follow that.
Yeah.
For the village. And there's, like I said, if you look up like House Bill 96 cybersecurity requirements, the states put a ton of webinars and information out there. They're going to give an in-depth explanation. If you guys have any questions, I can answer them. So that's pretty much it. You guys have until June 30th to have these things in place. You already are pretty much technically meeting all the requirements, just having the formal policies and going through the cybersecurity awareness training and doing like a risk assessment to make sure everything looks good and any holes that we've are identified. And then it's an ongoing thing. Basically, we review these policies every year. Add anything that needs to be added, move anything that needs to be removed. Just kind of keep a cybersecurity program that keeps growing as threats change and risk changes. You guys have any questions about
Directed. Yeah.
So is all of council supposed to be doing this, I would assume, as well?
Yeah, I'm asking how you guys handle resolutions.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a resolution.
On the resolution.
No, I'm talking
The
training.
The trainings.
Oh, yeah, cybersecurity.
I don't believe,
They have
some
emails.
yeah, you guys have emails, I recommend it. Yeah.
It's
And
kind of, is it kind of the stuff that we're going through that was shared with us as far as, hey,
You
we
guys
send
did it.
these things out to make sure that we
Yeah.
are aware of almost some test
So
things?
the people that work in the office went a little bit above. You guys had like a 45-minute training program and then like a assessment. You guys just the council people would be like the water department. Other people would be like a 10-minute little assessment quiz to kind of see where you're at, and then like a 15-minute training video. And then we'll send like mock phishing emails and things to you.
Yes.
And if people click on them, then we address that. and then you have to do the 45 minutes.
So it's more for the people that are dealing with the everyday operations of
And
the
excuse me, the security awareness training policy lays all that out. You know, like what happens if you fail like a phishing email. We'll do things like leave like a little thumb drive that says like, you know, March payroll on it in the parking lot. So it plugs that in the computer, we're immediately alerted, and then that person has to go through training on why they should have done that.
If I find it, I'm plugging it into your computer.
Yeah.
I'll be the one setting the trap.
Yeah, so it's just basically anybody that has access to any systems you guys use. We do it role-based. I don't think the council doesn't have access to like the information like the billing for the water department or any of that stuff. So you guys don't have to go through that much as opposed to like the financial officer, the village administrator, people that do.
Perfect. What else, Chad?
That's pretty much it.
That was perfectly painless.
You mentioned Swanton at the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm not aware of it, I just wondered.
Their police department burned down a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Is it their own municipal building, like this? kind of?
I don't
More than
believe
this?
so. I think it's just the police department was a total loss. It's that building. I was in the middle of a risk assessment for another police department when it happened. I was just kind of
Oh, my goodness.
yeah, so they had a billion questions. They were in good shape. All their stuff was offset anyway. So.
You're able to sell them some upgrades, is what you're telling me?
Like, as far as like cost, the only real added cost for this, because you guys already like approved like cybersecurity awareness training last time we were here, the mechanisms to identify like if you guys have been hacked, they're already in place. Really just like the risk assessments going through and you know testing all the systems and all the employees and stuff.
Yes, sure.
So,
Yeah, this was the same conversation we had, right? What was it that we switched over? Like we did.
cyber- you guys switched your
we did
cyber
a big
insurance over.
swap, and it all happened at the same time, so it all kind of.
There's some other changes, like if you guys got ransomware,
Yep.
you no longer can pay that, you can't contact your insurance company to pay it, there's a whole state that has to go through it. If you guys do get hacked, there's an Ohio department now that's in the incident response plan to contact information of those and when you guys will contact them, that you would have to reach out to, you know.
Sure.
So there's just some stuff that changes a little bit in how you guys do stuff, just having that policy documented and a program in place. Like, the framework we're doing is the same framework the federal government uses for the most part. You guys obviously don't have to follow and do everything in there. You know, you don't have to have a 7-figure cybersecurity budget for a village. You know,
I think one of the things is like ransomware cannot be paid without councils proving that.
I don't believe, I think there's a state board that does that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's,
Is that with the new bill? Or is that?
yeah, that's part of the new bill. The House Bill 96, if you just look that up, there's tons, like I said, they've done a lot of webinars. They've got like, I mean, the one on just explaining how to implement the NIST framework with like a village is like an hour and a half long. You know, there's a lot of information, but you know, it's having this in the policies. And as the years go by, you guys will probably get more familiar with it. It's something to do annually, is review all these policies and make adjustments based on what the risk assessment says. Or if you guys do have any incidences, you know, making adjustments based on what's happened.
So is this something you would make sure that we pass as an emergency, or is it this resolution that's gonna be before this body?
So you got
Or
the
do
deadline.
we have time?
The
This isn't
deadline's
before-
June 30th.
Okay, we got time.
You got time. But that full program, implement everything, which, like I said, really the cybersecurity awareness training and risk assessment, having those things completed is really it.
Perfect.
For you guys. If you guys are already following a lot of the standards that's been
Yes.
put out already. So.
I hope it includes some of this in our new personnel policy manual, and then some of it can't be public record, especially.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like I say, like I did a risk assessment of your house and found out none of your windows have locks.
You're not gonna talk
Yeah, like, you know, this year we have enough money to put locks on the first floor, but not the second. So we don't want that to be public information, so somebody shows up the ladder in your home, you know.
So I'm gonna work closely with Sean to make sure I don't, tell the bad people.
That is gonna be your
vulnerability.
lawyer's decision to, but no, as far as, I will help you guys.
Who's-
but-
yeah, who's made a
Yeah,
point
I'll help you
about
with that one.
Yeah, the resolution.
So we're
I'm
called-
assuming you have some templates.
The ones we gave you should be fine, those 3
Yeah.
documents. Yeah, they mentioned like, you know, we're using this for endpoint protection, but not the specific program you guys are using. We're using this for cybersecurity awareness training, but not the specific program. That way, like an adversary can't, you know, they know what you guys are using, they might call and pretend hey, you passed your cybersecurity awareness training, congratulations, go to this link and get your reward. The next thing you know,
You
they're in your
failed.
computer. Yeah, but we don't know that. They're just where you guys are using that system based on what was the information is visible to the public. So.
All right. Does anyone have any other questions? Do you have anything else you wanted to share with
I
us?
think that's pretty much it. I think like I said, it was pretty.
Well, we
fair for you
appreciate
guys.
you coming tonight. Apologize for your wait.
Oh, not a problem. I've been here before, so I know that.
Thank you, Sean.
I know how things go. Yeah, I've got a bunch of these to do, so.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Take care.
No problem.
Thank
If
you.
you do come with any questions, I guess Josh can probably send those to me.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm expecting probably our March council meeting, having the first reading at this point, it's March, April, May, and then we got a little bit extra space if it happens.
And-
Before the June 30th deadline.
Some stuff like you guys already have in place, like cybersecurity awareness training, that will kind of probably roll on before the policy's like fully adopted. That's not gonna hurt anything, so to be doing it before there's a formal policy.
That's good. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
You guys have a wonderful night.
You too, thank you.
Thank
for
you,
your time.
thank you for staying late.
No problem.
Okay, we're going to move on to public safety. Tim?
Yeah, I just wanted to more look to see if we have a policy or even of the plowing of the emergency services driveways.
We have a policy, in fact, I found it a couple weeks ago when I was cleaning my desk. And I believe it was adopted in 2017, which Josh and Aaron and I are gonna get together, I believe, a week from tomorrow, because I read through this thing and I'd never seen it before, and it needs a whole lot of work.
2017 mission
This is the
statement?
2017, yeah.
So I'm not sure where he's getting all of his information from.
So, I do know that that has been updated, I don't know if it was updated, because I helped write that with Doug and the council person, and we worked on, I don't know if that's the one, I know that after we adopted it, that it got changed at least once, maybe twice, so.
Yeah, no, this is from 2017, and this is the only thing I have. But, yeah, there's a policy, and I would think that it's gonna get revised here soon, because it needs it.
You were
What
talking
is-
about the overall policy needs to be looked at,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
I mean, as in when it comes to, let's just say we have a snowfall, I mean, substantial, is it real? Like the EMS, are they like top on your list to get them dug out? I mean, because that's the main thing, I just want to make sure like the EMS is being plowed out.
We get them, yes, we do. And that usually gets done, I can do that with my big truck as long as there's not a whole lot of stuff in the road. The fire hall, a little harder, you gotta do that with a backhoe, or, I've done it twice this year at least, Brian's done it a few times, my guys have done it. It definitely gets done.
You make sure that they have access to get out in case there's an emergency,
Yeah.
Josh.
Yes.
I think that's.
Yeah,
that's right there.
and there's only been a couple times, I mean, I don't know how many storms we've had this year without going back and looking.
Sure.
We've had several 1-inch, 2-inch storms, although they've been a pain, where it really doesn't warrant going right up there and doing it, I mean, you can get up. And Pat Woodruff, I seen him doing it during one of them storms, and Derek did last Monday after Brian had already done it. So, yeah, it's not never going to be done, and it always gets done, so.
And if we got a substantial amount, it's building up there, I mean, we've got to make sure that our fire, and I know that
Correct.
you do,
Correct.
that our emergency services. Hunker, you're right there, have you guys ever been able to, ever had a situation where you couldn't get out in maybe a snowstorm? Okay.
No,
I think the only situation you had's been several years ago,
we couldn't
when
go.
the stuff wasn't moved out.
Yeah,
front
when it's not
front
moved out
right.
front, we can't go left. So they've been doing pretty
Gotcha.
good, they've been pushing it down.
So you guys make sure that they can make that left-hand turn. when
Yeah,
they're plowing.
he's going back.
Yeah, that's okay, so we've
So
addressed that.
It's been
Wonderful.
fixed, yeah.
That's all.
That's all you have? Any
Thank
questions
you.
for Tim? All right, we will move on to,
I'd like to say real quick that these guys have been doing a great job,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I live on a corner that is severe drifting, and they're out there all the time working on it. So, thank your team
Are you gonna-
Brian and everybody for all that
Passes the
work.
word. Yeah, Brian's guy's been helping us.
Yes, this.
I know, I've seen you guys all around town nonstop, so
They
appreciate
own
the
the copy
effort.
of this,
I
right?
made a comment the other day, the roads look
Please make sure.
Let's get rid of all of it. Thank you, thank
I'm
you.
gonna meet with Mr. Brooks.
All right, we're gonna move on to Paula for public
Please
works.
read that too, because it's important to Steve.
Keep doing it, good job, maybe the.
Paula's handing it off to you.
I apologize.
That's okay, Carol. RFQ. We're handing it off to you for public works.
We'll see you
Oh,
tomorrow.
Public Works, so Public Works building, I got the RFQ out here, that's the packet. I went about soliciting starting January 20th, I have a couple people already interested I've talked to. The solicitation, the receipt qualifications is due February 10th at 4 p.m. What this does is basically, project feasibility, scope, and budget. I can't spend any money until I'm not going to spend money, but council's approval on hiring this person. This qualifications will be reviewed by a committee, including the mayor, Matt, and Brian and Josh, doing a QBS process. Going forward, and we'll make a determination on who scores the best, and that's who we're going to talk to, negotiate with, and see if those numbers match with what council wants to go forward with for the criteria. And then from there, we will do another RFQ for design and construction. And it will work closely with the criteria architect, that is, and get this project done. And in all that mess, we'll determine if we have enough money, or we need to do a levy, or anything else. We'll figure it out. This is the first step, and glad we got this far. Yeah. And then expansion of community garden. Safa from the Wickham Health Department called me. She was worked closely before with the garden club here. They mentioned to her that they want to expand it 10 to 15 feet, maybe plant some trees, like fruit trees, maybe do some on the ground planting like lettuce or something like that instead of using.
Is the room right there to be able to expand?
I would say there is.
Which way does she want to go, or do you want to go? Or what do
Well,
you-
I can't go further towards
West,
the
probably.
west or south. Yeah. I think
If
west
you
or
go
south.
south, you're gonna have to take that big tree down. I mean, it's already on the brink of not getting enough
15
light.
feet, we should be fine. But we'll talk more about it. But yeah, the health department's coming next Tuesday to present on their active transportation plan they're doing for us. They're going to speak on this a little bit more too. Probably can bring Tracy Cogman is the president. Maybe we can bring her to also discuss this a little bit more.
When you were discussing this with all the people, please keep in your mind, this is a park. Fruit trees, drop fruit. Drop fruit, bring seeds. It could be an issue.
Understood?
And I love fruit trees, my husband loves fruit trees. But fruit trees in a park is not always the best idea.
Okay.
And they also make great projectiles.
Well, that's just good old fashioned fun.
You're more of a target these days. Growing.
Oh, I got my good ones.
All right, did you have anything else that you wanted to address? All right, any questions for Paula? We're going to move on to public works, or I'm sorry, public utilities. Eric?
Nothing today.
Nothing. Personal policy, if we have any questions for Eric? Okay, we'll move on to personal policy and ordinance review.
Yes, so peddlers and solicitors, I have provided our existing code here, chapter 709, and I've also supplied a draft ordinance that basically copies what the city of Oregon did. It allows those under the age of 18 to continue soliciting, and then there's also, oh, it is here, Exhibit A on page 7. So there's some exceptions, basically baked goods, fruits, vegetables, eggs. Again, this is straight from City of Oregon, we can definitely change this. This is what they had, it's copy and paste it basically. So this has come about because we've had 2 residents come to us and say, hey, we don't like this very much. Being a solicitor is not really a well-liked thing to do these days. But we also got a letter, which I don't think I have a copy of now. Did you give me a copy? That the mayor wants me to read real quick, from one of, well, this is the wife and, both of them, Steve and April Cole, who have come to want this to go through as is. We are writing in regard to the soliciting in our village. It has become more frequent over the last few years and has become bothersome. We have put up a no trespassing sign and have found that not to work very well, so we now have a no soliciting sign as well. With both signs posted, we had a Frontier employee approach a few weeks ago, and after telling him that we are not interested in pointing to our signs, he became argumentative and rude. A more concerning situation that we have been faced with involved our mother. She is 78 and has been diagnosed with dementia. IGS got her to agree to a 2-year contract that is not in her best interest and to sign up for gas lines insurance that she doesn't need. We were able to cancel the insurance, but she is locked in with the contract. These sales people are persistent in not looking out for the customer's best interests. So I wonder how many other people feel this way in our village, and more importantly, how many elderly people are getting taken advantage of. We request the village to consider making North Baltimore a no soliciting area. We are not complaining about the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, football team, or any other fundraiser that helps our youth. We appreciate you taking the time concerning this matter and are thankful for all you do.
This is what, the third letter we've received in a month, is that correct?
Second, I would say second. Mr. Cole came to me probably about a month or so ago, and then he came back again after the second time.
Okay, so this is the same, one of the same ones?
Yeah,
Okay.
same two.
So, I'm sorry, what are you proposing? Are you proposing that we make it a no soliciting?
Yeah, Exhibit A, on page 7 of the packet, basically stating that no soliciting unless you are a person selling items intended for daily household consumption, limited to baked goods, fruits, vegetables, eggs, dairy products. And then B is a minor under 18 years of age. And then C is a person acting without compensation or individual profit on behalf of a charitable organization for purposes of the section. Charitable organization includes educational, patriotic, philanthropic, social service, benevolent, civic, fraternal, and religious organizations. So I believe that is to Mr. and Mrs. Cole's liking. I've also showed him a copy of this ordinance, and they have voiced their concerns. If council would like, I could put this on for the first reading next Tuesday, or if council wants to do nothing.
How do you enforce this?
I mean, we're obviously gonna have signage. So
Penalty.
Okay, and I'm only asking because we have Frontier, but I had the gentleman standing in my living room, going through all the things, and I said, do you have any questions for me? And I said, of course I do. Did you register with the village office? And he's like, are we supposed to register with the village office?
To his Frontier?
Yes.
We actually caught them out and about, and they didn't come in and register.
Should we reach out to Frontier and let them know that?
But my question is,
They have 3 people who
Does
are
anybody
registered.
They came in and got us supposed to, but
After that.
Officer Roberts was out looking for them because somebody, maybe you called, somebody called the police. They were out looking for Frontier, and Frontier come to the office.
right,
for-
so like how
So
do people know and what enforcement is?
I know Van Buren at the corporation limit sign, they just have no soliciting right there. I think signs are the best way going forward. I believe that our officers should fairly give warnings first to people and tell them, hey, you can't do this, unless you're one of the exceptions. Maybe the penalty may be a little rough. I'm not looking to review that, but
Definitely went on the
They can-
website, that somebody was to
Yeah.
search where they would see that.
yes.
Wow, yeah.
Please go about it. I'll look into that more.
Okay.
Nothing's perfect though in this case. I mean, sometimes people get dropped off, or they drive at night, don't see the sign, and they've been doing this for years.
Or they
in
just
North
don't
Baltimore.
care.
Or they don't care. So
Yeah.
we'll probably post on Facebook, say, hey, if you see one in your door, call on everything.
I think we should have a first reading, and then if the community cares one way or the other, they can come in and
Yeah,
talk to us about it.
yeah, I agree, and,
And I'm all for it, I don't think we need door-to-door salespeople.
Yep.
I don't answer my door, so that's.
Yeah.
And I've directed our code enforcement officer to, when he's out and about, to tell me immediately if he sees someone going door to door. And I've stopped a Frontier person also, myself, when out and about, for code enforcement reasons, to say, hey, have you registered with the village? And he did, so, we're good.
Anything else that you need to share with us for this meeting?
I
I don't
think so. No?
All right, any questions for Josh? We will move on to finance and technology. Dave?
Nothing at this time.
I have a few things to add, if I may.
I was gonna turn my time over to Matt.
Yeah.
Yield your time.
Yeah.
Like reporting, like 'tis the season, it's reporting. So I'm down to having Eric and Tim sign this. This is for the USDA loan, so it's just like a list of everybody, and you're signing it. Just kind of like
No
authorize,
Who's on your board?
authenticate.
No
So,
impact to your credit score.
Blue pen matter?
I do have Blue Pen, so
Yeah, you don't
that's
want
a
mine.
part, it's a yearly thing. We pay about $550,000 a year to that loan. It still has $9.8 million left, so that's a large loan. 2.75% interest. I'm getting in depth, but I think it's good for everybody to hear, you know, that's one of our loans. I have a spreadsheet that has all of the loans listed and the schedules for them. So if anybody ever wants to see that, obviously it's a, you know, you gotta scroll back and forth. It's a wide
And
spreadsheet.
how much did you say that was for, the total? No.
So for the life, what's left's 9.8 million. So, I could bring up our total loan amount.
Next month.
I think our total, and I should look it up here and come back. I don't want to give you the wrong number. We have that other loan, that's our large one. Today at the office, I think Mason and Josh too for sure, but I see Mason more because it was a hectic morning. This cold's, I would assume or understand why Brian's not here. Frozen meters and pipes has really been rough. It's just more, I don't know that it's a surprise, but it's been really busy. The mayor, I came in on Monday, so did Josh, and we were level 3, and there was kind of a discussion, which the roads really weren't that bad in the country when we had the snowstorm, but we kind of were talking about essential. And I was like, we almost really needed one person in the office because of all the calls over the weekend. Any business, don't have to be a business. Anybody that didn't run water, their meters were pretty much froze. So, Brian, let him speak for himself, but safe to say they've been extra busy. Other than that, I've been working with Brian. Amplex, we have an agreement with them for some free internet service, so we just were able to get the sewer plant switched over in the last 2 weeks from Spectrum to Amplex, which is a cost saving, so that's always, the service still has to be acceptable. We still have those services there in case Amplex is not fast enough to handle what they need. We're letting it, doing a trial right now before we got cut the cord on Spectrum, so that'll save over $1,100 per year there. So, and actually that's a pro. I was talking to Sue there a little bit ago, and I think Josh may have more to add on this, but I think it's important. Maybe I don't know if you want to tell her or add to what. I'm just going to say what you told me. She said that CSX approached her recently, asked whose cars were parked there. She explained that they were theirs, and they gave her 30 days to move them, and they said they were going to put a fence up. So I told her I would talk to you about that.
So yeah, I was going to talk about this next Tuesday, but it's fine. So Mr. Everett of CSX reached out to me. We tried to come to an agreement, but before I talked to council about that. He reached out to me again about 2-3 weeks ago, if that, and I told him, hey, we tried to come to an agreement, proceed with your barricades, the new stone barricades. And he said he was gonna go around and put, notes on everyone's cars, and I know he was talking to homeowners, but that's great he did. Or maybe not him, but someone else from CSI. But yeah, they're gonna barricade up both those parcels.
Are they barricading or are they putting a erecting a fence?
Barricade, not
That's
fence.
better than that, but I'm sorry. I know that's gonna be hard for you, but we just couldn't.
Could come to an agreement.
We couldn't.
It's been about a year of negotiation.
Right.
But yes.
If they would have done for us what they did for the chamber, I think we could
Yeah.
have done that.
That is a beat-up parking lot, and we're not gonna invest thousands of dollars in something we don't know.
And it keeps going up every year.
And they won't sell it, so what's
Right. All right, anything else?
You mentioned it?
Okay, any questions today? All right, we're going to move on to economic and community development. I have done some work on the festival, but we need to set a day to meet and get things, a budget figured out, what we're gonna be able to budget for this. There is a little bit of a conflict with the date on some of the vendors that I contacted, so if you're open to, maybe changing the date to the 25th. But those kind of things. I've got, I reached out to a lot of vendors and petting zoos and firework companies and what else? The T-shirts. If we want to do that contest, which I think we should talk about tonight, because if we want to do the T-shirt contest, we need to get that going. If we wanted to do it, which we can talk about this next week, but the T-shirts would be for 2 colors on the front and 1 on the back, if we're going to put like sponsors on the back. It would be $12 for a light colored shirt. If you want a dark shirt or have more colors, it's going to be more money. So I think that's reasonable to do it. Specialty ink. So that's we've got that. So I think that's one of the first things we need to do is figure out if we're going to do this contest and how we're going to word it and get that publicized so people can start working on it. And if that was for 50, if we did 50 shirts, it would be like $12 a shirt. And if we did more, the price would come down. So I reached out to some food vendors. I got the prices on bounce houses, petting zoos, several different petting zoos, pony rides, trackless train rides. I got all kinds of information on that. So I would like to set up a meeting next week if we could all come together on a day that would work. Does 4:30 like on Wednesday or Thursday work for everyone? Yeah. Eric, for you? Second? You can let me know at the end of the meeting, we can
Okay.
figure it out here,
Yeah.
but let's get, because if we don't get moving on this, because if we don't get these guys on the books, we'll lose them. We won't be able to
Yeah.
secure them. So if we can do Wednesday or Thursday at 4:30 next week, that would be great. The other thing I wanted to ask council was about a year ago, the mayor and I and Josh and a contractor sat down to discuss possibly doing some housing out on the cemetery lot, not the entire thing, just part of it. But unfortunately, I reached back out to that contractor and he's had some health issues and he's going to be retiring. So he did give me a name of another contractor to reach out to see if they were interested, but I talked to Josh and Mason about this, last week. Would council be in favor of putting the ground up out there? And like I said, not all of it, we will be keeping some of it for future plots. But putting it up for sale, but with stipulations. It would have to be developed within 2 years into multi-housing, like apartments, and not subsidized apartments, but nicer apartments. and see if we could get a contractor interested in doing that, so that we can get some housing here for North Baltimore. What does everybody think of that?
I think it's important. I think numerous people that were candidates for council tonight all mentioned that we need more housing.
Mhm.
So any opportunity like that we have, I think is a good idea to explore. And if private people are interested in investing in it, I think it's a great idea.
And I don't think we talked about the zoning and stuff, we have to be rezoned, but I don't think we would need to do that step until we found out, no reason to invest that money until we found out if there's a contractor interested in developing it. There are some challenges because there is no infrastructure out there, you know, except for water, I believe.
Water is right off of Greenville, or it's called.
Right.
We need to make sure, is that before or after the meter that goes to?
It's after, I believe. Maybe.
So,
The meters at the roundabout goes through.
okay, so that's another potential hurdle. That's
Right.
not our
Right.
water rate, that's,
I'll do more due diligence on the utilities and all that. It's about 15 acres. We're going to do a partial split of that, of the main parcel. And then, I'm not sure if you saw my email yesterday, but I'm planning to do a zoning rewrite. So we can have more restrictions, or less restrictions, in certain districts. And we can then rezone the parcel to whatever district best.
Right, but I don't think we need to do the rezoning until we see if we can find some
Yeah,
interest.
probably.
But yeah, so, you know, like I said, is council interested in doing something like that? I mean, to see if we can generate some interest with some contractors. Now, I've asked Mason and Josh if they could actually, if you agreed to this, to actually reach out to some contractors. Do you remember, does anybody remember when Macomb was going to put in that big subdivision? I mean, I felt we were going to supply the water to them. So there was a contractor that was that had bought all this acreage and was going to do a big subdivision out there. Do we know if that happened or not? Does anybody know? Because I asked Mason to check into that and see, and maybe contact him and see if he'd be interested in building here, or, you know, like I said, I've got a contractor that, you know, I can reach out to that was given to me just to see if he would be interested in developing it. But, you know, okay. There you go, reach out to him and see, but there would be stipulations.
Right.
That way it protects the village, that it's just not gonna get sold to somebody for something else.
Yeah,
Or
no.
whatever. This would be, stipulations would be in there that it would have to be developed within 2 years, and I think 2 years is when our contract is up with, unless, I don't know, maybe we went with a two-year contract. We discussed 2 years and 3 years. So he may only have a year left.
Yeah, he has another year, I believe.
Okay, so, but still, by the time they get all their paperwork done and stuff, 2 years would be reasonable to say it has to be developed. And it would, you know, have to be multifamily, so.
I mean, I'm not a developer, but I'm going to push back a little bit. I feel like maybe having that restriction, that you must do this or must break ground in 2 years, may be too much for anyone to actually proceed with.
Well, we want somebody that's serious, that's ready to, you know, to get
Right.
moving on it, because we are definitely, and the thing is we've got great selling points with this business coming out here that's gonna have 70 more jobs, that's gonna be more housing, with UPS out there. I mean, it's weekly that people are on Facebook looking for housing. So, and actually stipulations do work. I mean, it just,
I'm just a little hesitant, because I feel like forcing it might be too dissuading.
no, they just know what our expectations are, and that way they are, if they're not interested in starting to build, then that's not the contractor for us.
We don't want to sell it just for the, you know,
Right.
just to sell it.
No, we want housing on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
We would rezone probably before, just to kind of accelerate that process too.
Right, but that's the thing, just not to sell it for the sake of selling it, and make sure that.
I guess my thoughts come from.
Well, see, you can do a purchase agreement and be under contract with them on the contingents of the rezoning being done. So that's not.
I think it's not doable. I'm just saying, in today's climate, with housing costs increasing pretty much every year, it might. There's too many unknowns for anyone to. That's why there's not a lot of developments going on. I feel like.
Right.
There's
Well,
too many unknowns
it
for
may take a
developers.
year to find a contractor, but I'm just
Right.
saying, I think if we sit back and wait for a contractor to come find us, I don't believe it's gonna happen. But if we go out and pursue it, we might find somebody that is willing to develop, that wants to do that. So I just would like
Yeah.
to see what we can do, if everybody would be on board with it.
Yep. I would be.
Awesome. Do we need to, do we need a resolution to do this, or?
I don't think so. I mean, this is pretty preliminary. We can just,
Okay.
I mean, we gotta figure out what the utilities are, probably the parcel split.
I mean, just to put it out there on
Next
the
planning
market, do we
commission.
need to do anything that, other than
I'd
our
rather do the
discussion?
parcel split first, that overall parcel, but,
You wanna do the parcel split
I
first?
kinda do. I mean, we.
But see, the thing is if it doesn't sell, then we've wasted money on that. To me, that can be part of the contingent, that we're going to do the parcel split and rezone it, get them under contract first, and that's all contingent on that.
I'll look more into it.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. That is all I have right now. So did you have any questions for me? All right, so what did your schedule look like?
Any day but no Thursday next week for
Okay,
me.
so would Wednesday at 4:30 work for everyone? Wednesday at 4:30 work for you?
As far as right now, yes.
Okay. So can you put that meeting out for us for Wednesday at 4:30, Mason, for next week?
Wednesday at 4:30.
And that will be to
July.
discuss the 150th and 250th birthday for North Baltimore and America.
And that would be a committee meeting.
What happened?
Nothing.
Huh?
You said American, North America. And I heard that in my head before you said it.
You can correct me, that's all right.
Yeah, I'll probably get with Paul a little bit too on the whole marketing and all that, to make sure we are doing the right book.
Get with Paul for what?
Just on the whole marketing stuff.
Oh, okay.
And make sure that we're within.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, we stay in our lane.
Right,
If we
absolutely.
need resolution, I'll let you guys know.
Okay.
Looks in some way.
All right, we're gonna move on to Josh. Do you have anything for us?
In addition, no?
No?
Looking good.
Any questions for Josh?
That's
Ma'am?
like,
He
Oh,
must by
sorry.
talking during that.
that took my time.
Yeah, you gave up your time.
I yielded my time to that.
Matt, did you have anything else to add?
No, we're good.
Okay. Mayor's not here. Anything else that anybody wants to discuss?
Yeah, Mayor is going to the school on Friday.
Mayor's what?
Going to the school on Friday. To
Going
talk
to
to the
the-
kids.
oh, okay.
At Powell School, and we are buying cupcakes, and there will be hundreds of cupcakes.
Awesome.
Is he dressing up as somebody? Mr. Bunny or something?
Yeah, right.
Sam.
Yeah, he
Powdered
could be
wig.
Tiger, I could give him Tiger.
There you
He
go.
could-
There you go.
You could be Tiger.
I got a big green frog costume.
Like a whole mascot outfit?
I got a bunch of blow-up chicken costumes, like you're riding them.
Oh, yeah.
We could ride
Yeah,
through the.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Come ride in.
All right, we're gonna adjourn. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.